My spouse wants my children to master English, but I know the Rebbe wanted our children to learn Limudei Kodesh only. How do I navigate this difficult situation?
So this answer should be a very long answer, and it's going to be very short to give a few points, but I'm sure there's a lot more that has to be discussed in this, and it's important to remember that. So this is just a couple of short pointers regarding it. Number one, we know that the Rambam tells us in the end of Hilchos Chanukah, Kol HaTorah Kula Nitna Lo Nitna Lalasis Shalom Ba'olam. The entire purpose of the Torah is to make peace in the world. Peace is something which Hashem says He's ready and prepared to let His holy name be erased on the water in order that there should be peace. So that's something which is always important to remember, that there always has to be, everything has to be done in a peaceful manner, and there's no deal of trying to push things if it will cause the opposite of peace, because on the contrary, that means that's against what Hashem wants. At the same time, it's important to remember that there are certain very important things in our world, and it's important to actually think and realize, how do I accomplish them and how do I make them happen? The first thing to remember is, back in the very beginning of creation, Adam HaRishon was asked by Hashem, why did you eat from Eitz Hadas? And he immediately had the regular man's excuse for everything. My wife, it's my wife's fault, she gave it to me. What did Hashem answer Adam HaRishon? What did Hashem answer Chava? Chava also said it was the snake. Chava said, the snake, Hanachash hishi'ani va'oichal. The snake forced me and I ate. Adam said, Ha'isha shenasatu imadi, the woman forced me to eat. But there was a difference between Hashem's response to Adam and Hashem's response to Chava. With regards to Hashem's response to Chava, Hashem said to Chava, it doesn't matter what the Nachash pushed you, because the fact is, Divrei Arav, Divrei Talmid, Divrei Mishaymin, I told you not to, you can't listen to the snake. But what did Hashem say to Chava? He said, because you did this. He didn't tell her because you listened to the snake. Because the fact that you listened to the snake is not an issue over here. It doesn't really matter because you had no right to listen to the snake. When it came to Adam, Hashem said, Ki shamata lekoil ishtecha, you listen to your wife's voice. What does that mean, you listen to your wife's voice? Hashem was telling Adam a very important thing. He says, do you think that Chava told you to do it because she wanted to tell you? What your wife tells you is really an expression of what you really want. It's something which is coming. We know that according to Kabbalah, the man is Chachma and the woman is Bina. Bina is an expression of Chachma. And it happens sometimes in the opposite way, because we talk about spouse. It could be the husband is an expression of what the wife really wants, but usually the way it works itself out is, you know how a man doesn't come to a shir, and you ask him, why didn't you come to shir? My wife didn't let me go. So he goes to his wife, right, you don't let me go to the shir? Right. The wife wants to do whatever the husband wants. She sees what the husband really wants, and she says, oh, that's what you want. I'll also want it. Of course, you're saying one thing, but you really want me to say something else. In a sense, if the person, and that's for one thing, means don't go argue with your wife about it. Work on yourself that you should really want it, that you should really connect it and feel it, because the nature of things is that your wife will always want to, your spouse will always want to do what makes you happy. And therefore, they'll do what they feel is really what's making you happy. So if you really don't want it and it's not fully there in your world, it also won't be there in their world. So instead of fighting with your spouse, find it within yourself. Don't say, Shamata lekoil ishtecha, you listen to the voice. What does it mean, the voice? What you wanted to hear. The Gemara tells us, Isha ksheira oisor itzoin baila. What does that mean? A proper woman does what her husband's will is. But there's two things in this. First of all, it doesn't say Oisa Dvar Baila, she says what her husband says. It says Oisa Ritzoin Baila, she does what her husband wants. She feels what her husband really wants, and that's what she does. And the second thing is that a Isha Ksheira has the power, Oisa, she creates the will of her husband. She makes her husband want what he's really supposed to want. But it's up to the husband and the wife together. The wife has that power of creating the will of the husband, and the husband has the power of wanting the right thing. And when together, when you want it in the right way and really know what you want in the right and proper way, then in the end of the day, it usually works out that the husband and wife do come up and together come up with the right thing, with the thing of what really both of them really do want.